Hello, Internet. I'm TychoCelchuuu. This is a Men of War match. It's a 2v2 lollybo and I versus I don't know who we are fighting. And before I forget, speaking of lollybo, his YouTube account got banned. We talked about that in the last video. If you haven't watched the last video, go watch the last video, I guess. But I forgot to tell the story of why that happened. And I said it was a funny story, so I want to tell the funny story while my submachine gun men walk across this huge expanse on this desert map, one of the new maps they added in the patch. Lollybo and I were talking about vent, which is why you're not going to hear any game sound. I had to cut out all that stuff because it only records Lollybo's side of vent. Because long story. Anyways, we were talking about how huge this is and how it's going to take like 20 minutes for our guys to get anywhere. And you can see on the mini map our dots taking so long to get there, and there are 3 control points spread out. So I think I'm headed to both of them. Anyways, why Lollybo's account got banned? He had a game that ended prematurely that he shoutcasted, like someone crashed or something, so the game ended. Which actually, by the way, happens here. I can't remember if someone crashes or leaves or something, but this game is going to end before it actually ends. So if that kind of stuff pisses you off, you should stop watching now. It's going to be an anticlimactic ending, I think, which is good because I've had a lot of climactic endings lately. But yeah, that happened to one of the matches Lollybo casted, so he called it blue balls because, like, you're waiting for the end, and then it turns out, oh, nothing happens. And I'm not sure how the opponent got to the middle point so fast, but they made it to the middle point way before us, so they're going to cap it. So Lollybo called it blue balls, and as kind of like a joke, he put like a clip of pornography in the beginning, like 10 seconds or something, 15 seconds, but it wasn't like the part where they're doing anything. They had all their clothes on, and they were just talking, and it was funny because porn has hilarious dialogue, and we have the first engagement down this open road, and it's just a mess. Looks like Lollybo's sprinting into cover, or he's trying to get the flank on, and he's also throwing a grenade. So very nice job by Lollybo there, although he runs into some more enemies down that hill. So interesting firefight. Our opponent just stood out in the middle of the road, and they got mowed down. And nice grenade lob. So anyways, Lollybo had, 15 seconds of pornography, and I'm prone and crawling because I don't want to lose any of my guys. I don't want them to get hit. So yeah, he puts like 10 seconds of pornography, and look at the fighting there. That is just vicious. People dying left and right. Eventually all of Lollybo's guys died, but he killed a lot of them, and then he throws a grenade, and they're all going to die, and that guy's going to... It's just nuts. This is a very interesting point to fight over, and that truck is probably the answer of how they got here so fast. I imagine they loaded up in the truck. But 3 of my men firing prone at one of them kills them. So anyways, Lollybo had a clip of pornography. 15 seconds, everybody's clothes were on. Wasn't actually pornography, although I guess it was from pornography. In front of that Blue Balls shoutcast. So YouTube either did not like the copyrighted material, did not like the pornography, even though everyone was clothed and my guy just got brutally executed. Or I don't know what, but like a month after Lollybo posted it, eventually YouTube decided to disable his account. It's called suspended, but it's not coming back apparently. So he has a new account, Dr. Panzerfaustus. He has no videos, but lots of subscribers because people are ready for him to post videos. And I'm not sure whose smoke grenade that was, either Lollybo's or the enemies, but in any case, it's extremely bloody fighting. Look at all these bodies. So many dead people has resulted in basically everyone's dead, and so I come in like a vulture, mop up, and take the point. That makes 2 points for us, 1 for them, although they have a 33-point lead. And I'm looking, what do I want to buy? And you got to make your choices fast on this map because anything you buy, it's going to take like 5 minutes to show up on the front. So you can't exactly just buy something the instant you see an enemy like vehicle. You can't just buy an AT gun and then shoot it. It's going to be a while. So I actually like that. It's certainly annoying to have to wait forever for your guys to show up. I don't really like that, but it does really add a lot of strategy, I think. When the fighting happens somewhere far, far away from where the spawning happens, because the most unrealistic part of Men of War is obviously how people just spawn in. Obviously, it's nowhere near as bad as most real-time strategy games where they pop out of this magical building that you built and you're limited to what units you can spawn in by the building, but still it's really weird just to have these things pop up at the edge. But a map like this pretty much alleviates that because they don't pop up really. I mean, they do pop up, but it takes them forever to get there, so it's like they're arriving. Pretty much the only way to make it more realistic would be to have it like a game like Close Combat or something where you start with your entire force at the very beginning. Maybe you get like 1 or 2 sets of reinforcements, but obviously that would not work so hot. Although that's what they do in single player. If you play single player or co-op, that's how Men of War works. So that is fun. Although I guess there are some missions where you buy stuff. But yeah, I don't know. That would be way too much stuff to control, and obviously you would have to. Well, I don't know. That'd be interesting. I would like a game mode where you pre-choose like an army Like you get, I don't know, 600 points or whatever. You buy all your stuff before you see what the opponent has, and it just starts, and you've got all your crap. It would certainly be a clusterfuck. And this is lollybo's half track, and we were trying to coordinate him using his half track to drive my people, but it just drove straight past him. So I was yelling at him in vent, so it starts backing up. A huge map like this is actually advantageous to end up using transports because you see my mortar just now arriving. I'm trying to decide where to position him. This is a very hilly area, so I'm not super worried about him getting direct fire. I just want him somewhere safe from enemy infantry. But lollybo has also stolen the abandoned enemy truck, which was a very, very good idea and a bad move from them just abandoning it because ferrying your troops to and from combat is going to be very important in this match. And here's the assault on my point, and they have a mortar too. And lollybo is also set up in the middle to protect it, and in fact he's protecting it with far more than I am. Right now I'm controlling my mortar in direct control to see if I can hit his mortar, but I'm way too far away, so I'm moving up a bit. But that's going to be a pain if they start shelling us. So here's lollybo's half track, and with my men inside. So there's some coordination that you can really get going if you're on Ventrilo or you're working with your teammate, and it's really important to get that stuff going on a large map. It's very nice to be able to come to the front. So that's what teamwork can get you, and that's what transports can get you. We just have to hope his half track does not run me over, which really doesn't happen. Infantry very good at avoiding vehicles in Men of War, especially good at avoiding enemy vehicles. And you see me spreading way out. I accidentally selected the whole squad there. One thing that annoys me, you select the squad leader, it selects the whole squad. That's supposed to save you time, but if you split the squad up into like 8 different directions and then you accidentally click on the squad leader and tell him to move, everybody's coming. So the squad leader is basically just a guy. He actually is different in some squads. Like the riflemen, they don't have AT grenades, but the squad leader comes with 1 AT grenade. But he's not special in any other way. Sometimes his infantry is different, sometimes it's not. He's just sort of an administrative unit. When you select him, it selects the whole squad. And if you select the whole squad and tell them to pick up stuff, I believe the squad leader picks it up and then distributes it among the men. I really have no idea how that works because I never do it like that, but Men of War has some crazy stuff. And like I said, I'm spreading my men all out. Some ridiculous stuff going on. I'm not really sure what happened. Lollybo somehow penetrated far into enemy lines and they got killed by Cromwell and flamethrowers. But I'm not worried. I'm spreading out.